Chosen one, they doubted you because they could not understand you. They laughed at your silence because they mistook peace for weakness. They watched you struggle, fall, and walk through storms alone, believing your difficult seasons were proof that you would never rise again. But what they failed to realize is this: some people are not destroyed by pressure, they are transformed by it. Every betrayal sharpened your wisdom. Every rejection strengthened your spirit. Every lonely night taught you how to stand without applause, without validation, and without permission from anyone. You were never meant to fit into small expectations. You were built to outgrow every limitation placed on your life. The battles you faced were not random accidents. They were preparation. While others were distracted by comfort, you were being trained through hardship. And now the version of you that is emerging carries something powerful: discipline, clarity, patience, and unstoppable purpose. Get ready, because the season of explaining yourself is ending. You no longer need to argue with people who already decided to misunderstand you. You no longer need to prove your worth to those committed to doubting you. Your growth will speak louder than your words ever could. The success they said was impossible will become undeniable evidence that you were chosen to rise differently. Some enemies wanted to see you emotionally exhausted. Others hoped fear would stop your progress. But they underestimated the power of a person who refuses to quit. They never imagined that the pain meant to break you would become the foundation of your strength. What they called your weakness was actually your training ground. Every obstacle became another lesson. Every attack became another reason to become wiser, calmer, and more focused. Understand this clearly. Silence is not surrender. Sometimes silence is strategy. Sometimes silence is healing. Sometimes silence is the preparation stage before the greatest transformation of your life. While people talked about you, you were rebuilding yourself. While they mocked your process, you were developing inner power they could never see. And soon they will witness results they cannot deny. The greatest revenge is not anger. It is elevation. It is becoming so disciplined, so successful, so peaceful, and so focused that negativity loses access to your energy forever. You silence enemies by refusing to become like them. You silence enemies by rising beyond the level where conflict controls your mind. Real power is not loud. Real power is stable. It is the ability to stay focused while chaos surrounds you. There is a reason you survived situations that should have destroyed you. There is a reason you kept moving forward even when nobody supported you. Deep inside, something greater has always been guiding your path. Your life carries purpose, and purpose creates endurance. Ordinary people quit when life becomes difficult, but people destined for greater impact develop resilience through every storm. This is your moment to stop shrinking yourself for the comfort of others. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop hiding your gifts because insecure people feel threatened by your growth. You were not created to live trapped inside fear. You were created to rise, lead, inspire, and transform every environment you enter. The next chapter of your life will confuse people who underestimated you. They expected you to stay broken. Instead, you became stronger. They expected your spirit to collapse. Instead, your vision became clearer. They thought your setbacks were endings, but they were actually preparation for a comeback that will inspire others to believe again. So stand tall now. Protect your energy. Guard your focus. Walk away from distractions that drain your purpose. Not every battle deserves your attention. Some victories happen when you simply continue growing while others remain stuck in negativity. And remember this: when your life begins to change, some people will suddenly become uncomfortable. Your progress will expose the excuses of those who refuse to grow. Do not let guilt stop your evolution. Keep moving forward. Keep building. Keep believing. Your breakthrough is not only about proving doubters wrong, it is about finally becoming the person you were always meant to be. The time is coming when your peace will be louder than their insults. Your success will be louder than their criticism. Your discipline will be louder than their doubt. And without speaking a single word, you will silence every enemy forever. Pain is preparation, not punishment. The speech teaches that struggles, betrayals, failures, and lonely seasons are not meant to destroy a person but to strengthen their mindset, wisdom, and character. Every challenge becomes training for future success and emotional growth. True power comes through silence and discipline instead of reacting to negativity, criticism, or enemies. The speech highlights the importance of staying calm, focused, and disciplined. Real strength is shown through self-control, patience, and consistent growth rather than arguments or revenge. Personal growth silences doubt better than words. The speech explains that success, peace, and transformation are the strongest responses to people who underestimated you. Rather than proving yourself through explanations, your actions, achievements, and resilience become undeniable evidence of your value. You were created for a greater purpose. The message inspires listeners to stop shrinking themselves because of fear, rejection, or the opinions of others. It encourages embracing confidence, protecting energy, and stepping fully into one's purpose, leadership, and potential to inspire others. Many people believe pain is a sign that life is against them, but in reality, some of the greatest growth begins in the hardest seasons. Difficult moments often arrive not to destroy a person, but to prepare them for responsibilities, opportunities, and victories they are not yet strong enough to carry. Every challenge teaches something valuable. Failure teaches humility and persistence. Rejection teaches independence. Betrayal teaches wisdom and discernment. Struggles develop patience, emotional control, and resilience that comfort can never create. History shows that strong individuals are rarely built in easy situations. Pressure reveals character. Just as fire strengthens gold, adversity strengthens the human spirit. People who go through hardships often discover abilities they never knew they possessed. They learn how to survive without constant support, how to stay focused during uncertainty, and how to continue moving forward even when results are not immediately visible. Pain also changes perspective. It teaches people to value peace, discipline, and meaningful relationships. Someone who has experienced difficult seasons becomes mentally stronger and more compassionate toward others. Instead of being controlled by emotions, they begin to understand the importance of patience, wisdom, and self-belief. One of the most important lessons is that temporary suffering does not define a permanent future. Many successful and inspiring individuals once faced rejection, criticism, and moments of loneliness before reaching greatness. Their pain became preparation for their purpose. What seemed like setbacks were actually lessons shaping their future success. Every difficult season carries hidden growth inside it. The person who refuses to quit during hard times develops a strength that cannot be easily broken. Challenges may slow progress, but they also build endurance, maturity, and confidence. In the end, the struggles people fear the most often become the very experiences that prepare them for the life they were destined to live. In a world filled with noise, reactions, and constant conflict, true power is often misunderstood. Many people think strength means speaking the loudest, proving others wrong, or reacting immediately to criticism and negativity. However, real strength comes from self-control, discipline, and the ability to remain calm under pressure. A disciplined mind is far more powerful than uncontrolled emotions. People who master their reactions gain control over their direction, decisions, and future. Silence is not weakness. Silence can be wisdom. It allows a person to think clearly instead of reacting emotionally. When individuals stop wasting energy on arguments, revenge, and unnecessary battles, they create space for growth, focus, and personal improvement. Strong people understand that not every insult deserves a response, and not every enemy deserves attention. Sometimes the greatest victory comes from staying focused while others are distracted by negativity. Discipline is equally important because success is not built only on motivation. Motivation changes with emotions, but discipline creates consistency. It teaches people to continue working toward their goals even when they feel tired, discouraged, or unappreciated. Discipline builds habits, and habits shape destiny. A person who controls their time, thoughts, and actions becomes unstoppable over time. Education, skill development, and emotional intelligence also grow through discipline. The ability to stay patient during difficult situations helps people make wiser choices and avoid destructive decisions. Calm individuals often become better leaders because they think strategically instead of emotionally. They understand that temporary emotions should never control long-term goals. The most powerful people are not always the loudest in the room. Often they are the ones quietly building their future, while others waste energy seeking attention or creating conflict. Their silence becomes strength because it protects their peace and sharpens their focus. Over time, disciplined actions produce visible results, and those results speak louder than arguments ever could. Many people spend too much time trying to explain themselves, defend their value, or prove their potential to others. However, words alone rarely change the minds of those who have already chosen doubt, criticism, or negativity. Real transformation becomes visible through actions, consistency, and personal growth. When a person focuses on improving themselves instead of arguing with others, their success eventually becomes impossible to ignore. Growth is a process that requires patience, discipline, and resilience. It does not happen overnight. Every small improvement in mindset, habits, education, skills, and emotional strength slowly builds a stronger future. People who stay committed to self-improvement begin to develop confidence that does not depend on outside approval. Instead of seeking validation, they allow their progress to speak for them. Over time, achievements become proof of dedication, hard work, and perseverance. Criticism often discourages people from moving forward, but it can also become motivation. Many successful individuals were once underestimated, rejected, or laughed at before they achieved greatness. Their response was not endless arguments or revenge. They chose to grow silently while continuing to work toward their goals. Eventually, their accomplishments answered every doubt more effectively than words ever could. Personal growth also changes relationships and opportunities. As individuals improve themselves mentally, emotionally, and professionally, they attract respect and open doors that once seemed impossible. Confidence grows naturally when people know they have earned their progress through effort and persistence. Success built through discipline creates a deep sense of peace because it is based on genuine growth rather than temporary approval. One important lesson is that growth should not be motivated only by proving others wrong. True success comes from becoming the best version of oneself. The goal is not simply to silence critics, but to create a meaningful, balanced, and purposeful life. When people focus on learning, improving, and remaining consistent, they naturally rise above negativity. In the end, actions, character, and achievements become the loudest proof of all. Life has a way of testing people through pain, silence, rejection, and struggle, but those experiences often become the foundation of true strength and success. Challenges teach resilience, silence develops wisdom, and discipline creates lasting growth. Instead of allowing negativity or criticism to define the future, individuals who remain focused on self-improvement eventually transform their struggles into powerful lessons and opportunities. The journey toward greatness is not about seeking revenge or constantly proving others wrong through words. It is about becoming stronger mentally, emotionally, and spiritually through patience, hard work, and perseverance. Real success is achieved when a person learns to stay calm during storms, continue moving forward despite obstacles, and believe in their purpose even when others fail to understand it. Every difficult season carries hidden preparation for a greater future. People who refuse to quit during hard times develop confidence, wisdom, and endurance that cannot be easily broken. Their growth becomes visible through their actions, achievements, and peaceful mindset. In the end, the most powerful response to doubt and opposition is not anger or argument, but a life transformed through discipline, purpose, and unstoppable determination.